Hello everyone, my name is John and welcome back to my channel. As you can see on Bitcoin, we try to break this major support level, but you can see we're beginning to push to the upside, and this was a potential false breakout flag. Ethereum is in a very similar scenario where we tried to break this support level, but we're having even more bullish momentum to the upside. I'm even going to show you my upcoming trade that I'm going to take this week, so make sure you stay tuned until the end of the video. Let's begin with Bitcoin. As you can see, over the last few months, we have actually been trending to the upside, shown by this positive slope EMA indicator. But for the last few weeks, we have beginning to move sideways. As you can see, this EMA has been moving to the sideways, but for the last few days, we're beginning to trade to the downside, which actually shows there is a higher probability to actually be taking shorts in this area. Plus, we did have a major support area in this area. The reason being this was initially a big resistance. We were trying to break to the upside, break to the upside, break to the upside, and we had a lot of failures, but eventually we did break to the upside in this area. And once a resistance gets broken, it actually then flips to a support level. So once this resistance flipped to a support, it's actually a perfect level to then begin looking for support areas in this instance. In this area, we were expecting some solid support and we were getting it for a few days before we then broke down to the downside, which then shows that support is beginning to fail and we should be looking for some potential resistance level to then begin shorting again to the downside. We also nearly had a MACD divergence indicator as shown right here. We did have a lower low in the MACD indicator and we had a really strong push to the downside. Then we actually had a higher low on the MACD, but then a lower low in the price. But we didn't have that perfect divergence pattern as we never came to the positive green side above the zero level before then returning for this divergence pattern. It would have been confirmed right on this bar as the red was switching to white. Reason being, as you can see, the momentum was continuously moving to the downside, and this white bar was the first bar that actually upticked to the upside and then expecting some more upside momentum. Let's actually jump over to the 4 hour and I'm going to show you a perfect divergence pattern. Looking at the 4 hour on the Bitcoin time frame, let's go over this divergence pattern. Right through here, we had a really strong push to the downside, also shown on this MACD indicator as we had a solid down tick. But then in this area, we actually came back up and broke the back of the bears. As you can see, we broke above this zero line, which is needed every single time that we have a divergence pattern. Then in this MACD indicator, we made a higher low. So this was a lower low, but we actually made a higher low in terms of the indicator. But look through here, we made a lower low in price, which is a divergence. We're getting a high low on the indicator, but we're getting a lower low in price. Divergence pattern. The exact entry on this indicator was right here. As soon as these bear bars actually stopped ticking to the downside, this first white bar actually was the first bar to then begin ticking back up to the bullish side, which then signals right on this bar right here that we need to actually begin looking for longs to the upside, because now we've got this MACD divergence pattern, which is a very high probability pattern. And if you're watching yesterday's video, I gave you an exact target to get out of this pattern. As you would see, if you entered right here, I was saying that getting out on the exponential moving average retest would have been a perfect level. As you can see, we actually came back to this EMA and look, we had one bar that came straight through the EMA and then we instantly had a bit of a sell-off, meaning that this exponential moving average is very well known in the market and a lot of traders are using this level to get in and out of trades. This would have been an extremely high probability and easy trade for a nearly 3% profit. And then we continued to the upside with these strong bullish bars, although it really isn't shown in the price. But what this does mean is there is a lot of volume right now of people who are actually buying in the market and expecting the push to continue to the upside. If you want me to go in depth on the MACD divergence, then leave a comment in this video as I'll make a completely separate video on exactly how to trade this trading pattern. Before I move over to Ethereum, make sure you've liked the video and subscribe as I'm releasing trading videos every single day. Now let's move over to Ethereum on the daily time frame. Through here, we would definitely have that positive EMA slope, which means that the highest probability play for Ethereum over the last few months was actually to go to the long side. Then over the last few weeks, you can see that the EMA indicator has actually been moving sideways, which means we're in a trading range pattern. And if we're in a trading range pattern, it means that we're not going super high and there's not a lot of bullish momentum, and we're not going super low as there's not a lot of bearish momentum. So when you are trading, you want to be in and you want to be out quite quickly, as these trades are not going to last very long. And every time that we're in a trading range, you want to be scalping. You want to be in and out very, very quickly, because we're not in a trending market. You're not able to buy in these areas and hold for new pushes to the upside because the exponential moving average is not signaling that to us. Plus, over the last few days, we've actually began ticking to the downside, which means the slope of the EMA is actually pointing down, and it again signals to us there is potential higher probability to then trade to the short side. Now looking at the 4-hour indicator on the EMA, you can even see, especially on the last few days, we've definitely been ticking to the downside, again showing that these areas were actually great shorting areas as we're retesting this exponential moving average. But you can see that right here, through this long push here, we had a really strong push on the MACD indicator. And then look through here, we actually had a lower low push on the price, but we had a higher low on the indicator, which is the classic divergence pattern. The price is making a lower low, but the indicator is making a higher low, which means they're diverging. And again, we got that perfect entry. Since we got this push above the 0 level and it came back to the positive side, this means that this MACD divergence pattern is extremely valid, as without this positive push, it would not be valid. So we've got this divergence right through here, and the exact time to enter was when the red flipped over to white, which is exactly on this bar right here, right on this green doji bar right there. That was saying that we need to get long, and a perfect place to actually exit out of this trade would be that retest of the exponential moving average, as again, we are sloping to the downside on the EMA, which signals there's a lot of shorts as soon as we come back into this area. And you can see that's exactly what we did. We spiked just through the EMA, and then we instantly had sells to the downside because a lot of people are trading with the probabilities. But with this entry, if you'd taken this entry, you know an exact target that you need to get out, and you basically would have made 3% on that trade. On a decent level trading account, that would be more than a week's profit. Easy trade in less than 8 hours. The trade that I'm looking at now is if we can break above this exponential moving average and continue to the upside, it would then show that this divergence pattern is potentially breaking out of shorts, and then the EMA would then begin ticking to the upside. But right now I'm playing with the probabilities, actually expecting this area to be another resistance level, just like it was through here, just like it was through here. And again, if we've been doing something in the past, you need to keep expecting it into the future until something changes, until we get break above. Then I would know, okay, this pattern is not valid anymore. But we've been doing it in the past, failure to break, failure to break, failure to break, failure to break. I need to be expecting that to continuously be happening until price shows me otherwise. So stay tuned, as every single day I'm releasing trading content, giving you live updates on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and the entire crypto market. So if you haven't already, like the video and subscribe, and leave a comment if you've been enjoying these videos, and if you'd like me to do a really in-depth video on the MACD divergence convergence pattern. That's all I have for you for today. I hope you enjoyed the video.